Today's Monday, right?
Yes.
It is Monday, and that makes sense because it's already been a crappy morning, and it's just about to get worse. It doesn't matter. Welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre. It's not going to get worse for you guys unless you're like me and you just don't like Sony, because we're going to be talking about something from Sony again. It's the Daily Cup of Genre. It's the Daily COG for short. It's where you get all of your geek news, pop culture news. I think I stopped it a little too early. Sorry about that. It's Monday and everything's kind of off. Technology's off. Manny left his freaking cord at home while he was out and about doing press conference work, and so yeah,
you're stuck with me.
Yeah, again, for like this same thing for like 15 years.
Get over it.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Hey guys, I'm Kyle Malone, and as you guys can see, I'm joined by Christine Malone, my significant other, my wife. How's it going?
It's going
good. Kind of have to still do the whole banter thing for shows and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
do it really?
I don't know, because it's just an off Monday, so it's just kind of like, oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And you already watched what I was saving to watch with Manny, so she doesn't have like a big reaction to this, but we're gonna watch the Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer. Yeah, let's see what happens. Don't say anything, because I know it's gonna be awful. And if it's not awful, then I'll be surprised, which would be nice, but it's going to be awful.
Either way, I'm not going to say.
It's going to be awful. There's no way this isn't awful. I don't see it. So anyways, guys, before we get into it, I got to do the housekeeping stuff. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button if you're listening to us on audio. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that red subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Tell us at least what we could do better. And then what's the other thing I'm missing? The bell for notifications, so you know when all the great content goes out. Look out for Clip Show channel. We're going to be starting soon. So yeah, let's do this Venom thing.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
I really cannot stand the whole, let's show you three seconds of a trailer before you watch it.
I am a predator. I need to be free.
You have got to get control of your aggression, or you will get hauled off into Area 51. You live in my body. You live by my rules.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Please let me fix it, so I can push it again. You are a loser.
This isn't funny.
I want to give you my story. People love serial killers. Please,
Why me?
what's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine.
That's how he gets Venom.
And that is not it.
Or that's how he gets the Carnage symbiote, by biting. That's crazy.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Really? Were we missing some audio there or something? I'm guessing there will probably be some words there.
Oh shit!
Where you going?
That is a red one.
You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody.
Promise.
I promise.
Oh yeah.
Betty,
That was
you feel like home to me. Like family.
oh god.
Oh wow.
You could just say I'm happy for you.
That was going to be us.
I am happy for you.
No.
God, I'm so sorry.
Not sorry.
This dude needs some serious couples counseling.
I just Christine, say something.
something. um, I'll say this. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, you might want to go ahead and stop that. I'm enjoying this more than the first one, as far as like the trailers and stuff. Like it's just a little more entertaining.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not psyched about it. So
I look at that and I can see what they're trying to do, and it just doesn't work for me. I mean, yeah, guys, congratulations. You're right, Vince Akira and I think it was Rotham or Fox. Man, I can't remember all the last names there at Sony, but you guys did get the Marvel handbook, but only a few pages. The comedy part, which doesn't always go with every character throughout the whole movie. I cringed at so much of the comedy in the first one. I cringed at so much of this shit. It's just I the best line I had seen so far was something dealing with the chocolate in the first trailer. I remember I laughed at one thing at the very end, and that was it.
Mhm.
And I think it had something to do with chocolate. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I'm
because the
misremembering, but
yeah, the lady was out, and yeah, I remember that.
yeah. So like that was like the only really like comedic part that I saw that I was like, yeah, that kind of feels like maybe Venom from the 90s tune or Venom from the comics a bit. I mean, look, I'm not saying that the movie can't be funny. I'm just saying that type of humor, seeing it multiple times in the trailer, makes me feel like it's going to be laid on thick, and that's not the Venom. It's Venom when he's fucking with Spidey, but it's not necessarily Venom, and it definitely not Venom versus Carnage type deal. You liked the cartoon in the 90s a lot, so like that the cartoon Venom is your Venom. Is that anything? Do you feel like they're capturing enough for you to even want to give this one a second chance, let alone have to for work?
I don't know. I don't know. Just I'm just gonna. It's okay, because it's better than I guess, because like usually sequels tend to suck more than the first one, but maybe that this is switched. What I see so far, I'm kind of like, it's better, but as far as
Do you
from
feel
the
like
cartoons, like I don't know.
Venom enough for you? I don't know. I feel like their balance is off to me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And considering I really feel like I've got a good handle on what the plan is at Marvel and Sony, where we're going to see Spidey step away from the MCU for a few years, come back for whatever's the next Avengers level event after his we're assuming, I can't remember if it's official that he's in Multiverse of Madness or not, but everyone's assuming he is. We feel that's when he's going to take a step out of the MCU, go spend some time with Sony. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. That kind of makes me feel a little bit better, because some of those jokes say, okay, I can hear some wit, I can hear some quips, I can hear it coming, where it can be better with Spider-Man, but it's the lack of balance and their lack of knowing what movie should be like and sound like what to me. Does that make sense? Like I just have no trust in them. It's like, okay, sure, you got this little bit right, and then all of this is wrong.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about the Venom trailer. That's the second trailer out. The movie is supposed to be out later this year, like October or some crap like that.
Look that up.
Yeah,
it'll come out sometime. There you go.
Sometime. The other thing I had I had really wanted to talk about today was some box office numbers, but you're not into that type of stuff like Manny and I, but I will say this. Okay. Manny and I will talk about it more in depth tomorrow. Someone might even write an article on it today, because it's interesting. Jungle Cruise came out, and it actually overperformed by a couple
That's cool.
$1 million, not like a huge amount. I think it pulled in 34.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. It's based off of a
Yeah.
ride, so that's really cool.
Well, because everyone keeps comparing it to Pirates of the Caribbean, which
Yeah.
is based on a different ride. That being said, the interesting thing is that it brought in, according to Disney, 30 million from Disney Plus Premier Access, which, if I'm not mistaken, while Black Widow brought in 80 million domestic in theaters, I think she had a similar Disney Plus haul. Let's see.
Yeah, considering that, we're still dealing with, pandemic
Yeah.
crap. So it's like that's pretty good. The 30 that you're talking about with Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Took me a minute.
Let's see here. So this one took in 60 million worldwide. So if you look at it again proportionally, Widow brings in 80-ish million, okay? Jungle Cruise just under 35, so almost 50%. And their Disney Plus takes are basically, according to them, they're 50%. They're 30 million and 60 million to Black Widow. But that's really close. So to me, what that says is that the people that want to watch movies at home, they're watching their movies at home.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very, very small amount. Now the Deadline's actually showing the same math that Mike Shockey had done here, and we had discussed that it's about 2 million households, right?
Mm-hmm.
That watched Black Widow, give or take. We said 2 to 3 million, and then you got to kind of look at how many people share their passwords and stuff. Don't break the law, people. But all of that combined, definitely.
Yeah, or like inviting your in-laws over to watch with you, or something like that. Where you're all in a group.
All of that combined. So there's no way to say, hey, it would have sold X amount of tickets, if it had been theater only. And one of the big things I've been saying to everyone is, but Black Widow and Fast 9 are kind of the goalposts to start off from, or the ball marker. That's where your starting point is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Black Widow and Fast 9 both had decent receptions.
Mm-hmm.
From most fans. There was definitely some stuff going on with Black Widow and story and character changes and whatnot, but they performed very, very similarly.
Yeah.
Okay, as far as like their first and second weekend drops and all of that. So you can't say whether or not those are good or bad. We can say this is what it was like at the beginning of coming out of the worst part of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how Jungle Cruise does. Manny and I have this theory that the new normal second weekend drop, even going back into 2019, is about 60%. Like that's what we're seeing, and it's been steadily increasing over the last 20 years, from back in the early 2000s, looking at like the Star Wars prequels, like Clones and Sith. It used to only be like a 40-ish% drop. And then when you get into like the 2010s, it's up there in the 50s. And then by the time you get up to the end of the 2010s, you're looking at them starting to push 60. So if Jungle Cruise has similar, and if Suicide Squad has similar, you get to go back to Black Widow and look at all those articles and fucking drama YouTubers going, oh, look at this drop. Yeah, this drop. but what if that's the new normal?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not defending any aspects of anybody's, you know, feelings for or against that film. I'm just saying that those numbers, they're not necessarily good or bad, they just are.
Yeah, and you also have to think about what people want to spend their money on, where it's like when you have a bunch of stuff come out and, you know, people are still struggling
Yeah.
financially, you know, they're still like, you know, trying to recover. You know, you have to pick
Right.
sometimes. So
For example, let me ask you this: if we only could say we could only afford one movie a quarter, you know, some people are like that. They got bigger families, you know, tighter budgets, or maybe they're just that type where they're like, no, we're more outdoorsy, and we're only going to do indoorsy things, you know, once in a while, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. If you had to choose to go see, you're only going to see one of these two films in theaters: Suicide Squad or Black Widow. Which one are you going to see in theaters?
the Suicide Squad.
I mean, so back to my overall point is I think we're looking at you'll see online a lot of people will be vocal about how much they love day and date releases, watching movies at home. Got it. You guys are a very, 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 very tiny part of the population. When you think that Disney has over 100 million households and only 2 million got Black Widow, and then you're looking at a film like Jungle Cruise there, you know, cut that in half. So you're, you know, 1 to 1.5 million households got Jungle Cruise. Guys, it's not a lot. Like day and date's going to go bye-bye for the most part. Will you see some movies in indie films? Yeah. Are movies going to hit home video and streaming faster? Absolutely. We've watched it since you and I were kids, go from like a year.
Oh my God, it used to take forever.
Oh my God, to like 8 months, to like, you know, just what, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it was still 6 months. You know, I think it took,
and the thing is, if you
the
push
first
it,
Avengers like 6 months, 8 months almost to come out, and that's, you know, 9 years ago.
yeah, the thing is, if you push it, you know, to come out too soon, then people are just going to be like, oh well, I'll just sit on it.
Right. But
So
the other thing is repeat viewing is not as high anymore.
True.
And everything's like front loaded. Everyone is, they see the movie, because think about it. You don't have to go get in line. You don't have to, in most places, have assigned seating now. So you don't have to fight for seats. So you don't have to show up early. The only thing you really have to do, and not even all the places, because now the theaters offer ordering ahead. You might have to go through the concession line, old fashioned way. You know, that's about it. So people don't need to wait for the crowds to die down like our parents. Oh, we're not going to see that now. Let's wait for the crowds to die down, because you used to have to wait in the line, send someone to go get the snacks, so someone else with the kids could go get the seats. And
yeah, you got like purses and sweaters and stuff like over the seats, and you're like, oh no, these seats are saved. You can't
exactly.
You can't be here.
Arguing
Sorry.
what seats are saved and whatnot.
Yeah.
All that is almost gone for the majority of people. So it's like nothing to go see at opening night when there's 6 out of, you know, 15 screens are showing this movie. They don't need to be in theaters as long anymore.
Yeah, and then also something that affects you know, all of this, like how it affected us. I'm sure there's going to be some, but taking your kids to the theater and they haven't been in a while, and it was the biggest pain having Lucas there with Black Widow. It was so frustrating, and it's like, I don't want to spend like $50 on daycare, or not daycare, but like a babysitter, and you know, so there's like extra costs for that, and you know, children haven't been
it's
socialized.
Like I get it, but you look at the numbers, guys, and people want to go back to the theaters. Like, I got it. You might be happy at home watching the movies on your nice, you know, home theater setup, and I know some people have really, really nice home theater setups. Linus Tech Tips, motherfucker. No, I'm joking. I like those guys. But yeah, Brian says Spencer's home theater setup is super nice. Like he got the reclining seats, and they're at an incline, and like he did a real home theater. You know,
that's cool.
Yeah. So like I get the appeal and I get the desire, but I'll say this: I'm happy to see people back at the big screen.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like you know, you don't have to like talk to your, you know, fellow seat neighbors at the theater, but sometimes, you know, like you'll get, like, I remember like getting like a few little funny bits. Like I think it was the two of us, Brian and Larry. I think Spencer might have been there. We had seen a movie.
That sounds like Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I think it was that one, or it might have been even
with Spencer.
Yeah, it might have been even earlier, where like you had that couple where we were seeing a Marvel movie, and the guy's like leaning into his girlfriend like, "That's Lee Stan," like on screen.
Oh God.
And we're like, no, I better not.
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember that?
I
It
wish
was so
I wish
funny.
she didn't remind me.
I was
That's
like,
horrible.
yeah, like, oh man. And like there was like a few times where she was correcting his knowledge just a little bit, but it was like, oh wow, that's okay.
The thing that I can't stand the most about going and seeing a Marvel film with a casual scrub, you know, a fucking noob. I'm joking, guys. I am
it's
not
cool.
gatekeeping, but
Yeah,
it's been we're going on to what, 12 years here soon. There's shit after the credits. Stop leaving the
exactly.
screen. Oh my God.
Yes.
It's frustrating to always see that. Like, where do you go? There's gonna be something, and
yeah,
then
you're always saying it out loud. Like there's, you know, there's more, but wait, there's more. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like just sometimes like you get like funny moments going to the theater like that, or you know, like someone will say something about like maybe one of the trailers, and you're like,
Right.
yeah, that does look like crap.
Or even just the act of seeing something amazing together, like an end game.
Yeah,
You know, we did our Dynazenon review and discussion yesterday, which you guys can find. It's part of the Anime-Versal Reviews Podcast here on LRM's Genreverse Podcast Network and our YouTube channel. I was talking about how, you know, awesome the final fight scene. I'm not going to spoil anything here, but could you imagine being able to experience some of the things in anime that we've seen, like the episode 10 Doctor Stone?
mm-hmm.
Could you imagine seeing, you know,
Stuff like that
Yomogi
with-
and Dynazenon? Like, could you imagine seeing that with a crowd?
that would be pretty awesome.
I would kill for like a massive, like 100 person watch party for anime like that. Like,
Yeah,
holy crap! Just that social aspect, getting to be like, oh my God, and hugging, high fiving, you know, fist bump, screaming together, and just like, I can't believe that. Did you see that? And like, I could do that with you and Lucas, but like,
you feed off the crowd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crowds
So,
feed each other. It's like in sports arenas, you can, I promise you guys out there, almost everyone, even if you can't stand baseball, everyone I know loves going to a live game, whether it's like your local AAA or AA affiliate or a major league game.
yeah, we've done like Star Wars night with the Atlanta Braves, and I don't like baseball at all. Sitting down watching it is boring. It's
On
like
TV.
watching
Yeah.
it's like watching NASCAR. It's boring. But if you're there, it's fun.
Exactly. You get into the interactions with the crowd. You know, hey, I guys, I know imagery in baseball and stuff is discussion right now, so don't take this as endorsement for or against anything. But you know, in Atlanta, they have the tomahawk chalk or had it, you feed off of that, the music playing, the wave trying to go. Somebody will try to start a wave and it'll die halfway down, and people will keep trying to get it to go.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun, and
I
the
love
theaters
stuff
like that too.
Exactly. Damn, now I got this like desire to like find like some like anime clubs or something like that, just so I could like try to rent a watch party.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And just so I can get a crowd reaction at an anime.
We should try that with Brian.
Yeah, we should see what's going on.
Done that yet.
You know what else we should see? This ad. Should I make you listen to yourself? No,
No, you can make me listen to myself.
No,
I'm already listening to myself.
I don't have it loaded. We're gonna listen.
Okay.
We're gonna listen to the Scotsman.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
Absolutely. Check them out. Tell them who sent you over there. And yeah, do that. You know, we got Suicide Squad coming up this weekend, and kind of still talking about theaters, something that you had mentioned earlier about kids and stuff. And I don't want to watch that movie on our TV, and we've got a nice TV. We got a gift of sorts of a TV. It took a while to get it, but we got it. And
Our TV was really old.
And
yeah,
so we've got a nice TV, but I still don't want to watch it there. But we've got a situation. It's summertime. It's coming out. Our son definitely cannot watch this film, and babysitters are not necessarily the easiest thing to come by that are that you know and are trustworthy and all of that. Something we've had to do in the past, and I don't like doing it, and I don't want to do it, is see something separate. I don't want to do that. Like,
it's fun doing coupley things together.
yeah. So it's like there's a chance we might have to watch, just so we can discuss the film, have to watch it the first time. But even then, it's like as soon as we can find, you know, a play date for our kid or someone that we trust to, you know, babysit them at that point, you know, maybe we'll be able to go see it in theaters afterward. We'll see. It's frustrating. Like, I get it, and that's why I can hear people saying right now, well, that's why day and date is good. But guys, it's not good for the film economy.
Yeah.
The piracy alone, like, think about it. You had episodes of Game of Thrones that would drop early.
Yeah.
You have movies that now people are getting, maybe it's not early, but they're not getting screen rips anymore. They're getting full HD 4K, whatever they can rip off the internet. There's for every time somebody comes up with some sort of digital protection, somebody's already working on cracking it. That's just the way it is. So day and date is bad for film studios. I can hear people, they can afford. They
eventually, no.
Exactly. You're going to have people not willing to work for X amount of money, and you'll be like, well, if they don't work for X amount of money, then they just don't work. Well, guys, guess what? A lot of these actors don't need to, so they just won't. And I hate to really tell you this, but the actors unions and the other, you know, Hollywood unions, they're not going to let that go that way. That's why I'm always bringing up to like new fans, like, where is your investment into this franchise? If it's just the story, if it's just seeing the show or the film, right, and that's it, that's your dedication. Look, I'm glad that you identify with a character, that you can get an enjoyment or relief or whatever out of it. But if you're not investing in it, do you really have the space to demand changes or demand accommodation? No, we don't. We got a busy kid that we can't necessarily take to all films.
Plus, I'm not taking him to see the Suicide Squad.
Right,
He's 7.
But even then, like you said, he was really misbehaving in Black Widow. So it's like, okay, well, do we need to only take him to the more family oriented. While he loves Marvel films and he's paid attention to many of them, it's harder than it would be like a Lego movie.
Yeah, and it was really difficult with Black Widow because it didn't hold his interest.
Mhm.
I was losing interest. So of course this rambunctious child is
Yeah.
like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Can I play on the tablet? Can I play on the phone?
Yeah, it's like,
No.
but we don't need special accommodation. If we
Yeah.
would we have left theaters and restaurants because of our kid, because we've had our nights ruined by assholes out there, and we're not going to be that asshole. Sorry. I got it. But I paid and I drove, and okay, ask for your money back. Most theaters, when I worked at a theater, we would give, if you legitimately, even about halfway into the film, said, hey, my kid's acting up, we want to leave, could we get a refund or partial refund? Absolutely, 100%. Thank you for being a decent human being.
Mhm.
Ask your theaters. Ask your theaters for a refund. I promise you, maybe not all of the big names, but I promise you, a lot of theaters are just gonna be like, you know what? Absolutely.
Instead of you
thank
just
you.
sticking it out and ruining the experience for
Yeah.
everyone else.
Exactly. So, anyways, I think we can leave the theaters alone. Go watch movies. Follow your laws and regulations. I know things are hectic again with the one variant, the Delta variant out there running around, and keep an eye on you guys' hospitalizations and death rates, because those are the important ones to watch for increase. If they start increasing the same as cases, then yeah, we've got a huge issue. If it stays relatively, the same little jumps that they've seen as the case number goes up without going up equally, then hopefully it's still a sad situation, scary, but hopefully we can get through it faster. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
So yeah, follow all that. What else is going on? I don't
I have no
let's
idea.
see what happened over the weekend. I don't think there was really a lot. Everyone's really in oh, Horizon being delayed.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
games
wrote,
being
I wrote on
delayed.
that this weekend.
What'd you learn? Talk about it a bit.
It's being delayed to,
Horizon Forbidden West for
the
PlayStation.
sequel
Yep.
is being delayed to early 2022. And it's not the only game that has suffered that this year. There's been a few others. There's also been like something else that I just like touched up on, like, there's been TV shows that have done that too, but for them it was COVID related. Cast and or crew been affected, tested positive. With this, there isn't any news on why.
I don't know.
But just that it
Maybe
is.
Mump's face.
Yeah,
you brought that
I
up.
put that in there. I'm thinking maybe they're gonna fix her face, because it's not just her cheeks being a little puffier. Like her forehead looks different. Like just the overall shape is different.
Yeah.
And so there was some fan backlash. Like, what's up with her face? That's not how she looks.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna fix it. I kind of hope that they are.
I mean, it's got to be more than that, because
Mm.
that's not that difficult of a thing to do. And
But having to go through every little clip.
well, no, because the way games are done today, I see what you were thinking, because you're starting to think like when you've got FMVs and things like that. Almost all the video are in game. So once they render the character once, it goes through all of it.
Oh, okay.
It's like
yeah,
one
it's
model.
been a while.
Yeah.
Like I took computer animation.
I understand
in
exactly
high school,
what
and
you
I
were.
don't remember
yeah,
it.
I understand
and
exactly what you're
Yeah.
thinking for like older games, when you would have like a
Yeah.
different quality between like the in-game playing with it and then the cutscenes.
Mhm.
But today, especially with like Horizon, it's almost all the cinematics are almost all using in-game engines. So once
Okay.
you say this is the model for this scene, whatever changes you make, as long as you save it to that model, there you go. So yeah, if you
Okay.
have different other things that you're going to change to different models, yes, you have to
Yeah.
account for.
So I'm thinking, maybe
It's-
there's some changes.
You're not, yeah, you're not far off from that potentially being one of the cases.
Mhm.
But also I wonder if I wonder if they're looking to make it worthwhile for the PS5. So because
Maybe,
this game
yeah.
isn't set necessarily, so it's coming out on the PS5, but it's not made for it. It's
Yeah.
made for the PS4
But there's
engines,
some
power,
perks
yeah,
with the
all of that.
PS5.
So maybe they're doing some additional optimizing to avoid like the cyberpunk issues, and maybe they're looking to maybe even give it some better enhancements on refresh rate or refresh frame rate, or even resolution and frame rate. You know, can they get it up to 4K 60?
Yeah, here's something else. Maybe, you know, doing some touch-ups, but I wonder if like could they be holding off also because they're worried about sales? Because what's going on right now is the bots and, you know, just like the hoarding of
PlayStations.
yeah, PS5s, and you know, maybe there's a lot of people who aren't willing to spend double or even more than what the worth that has been set for this console. And you know, so it's like maybe they're just like, maybe might be best to hold off a little bit,
Maybe.
because you know, like they have to where you can get it on the PS4, but maybe they're trying to get, you know, some PS5 sales as
Yeah.
well, and they that may be causing a hit in their sales.
Yeah,
Just a theory.
It's definitely gonna be layered, and in addition to that, you've got the continued chip shortages, which
Yeah.
PlayStation's already admitted is going to continue to affect PS5 production and consumption through 2022, getting into deep 2022 from what I hear and see on the World Wide Webs. But that's not just for you guys. You got to remember these companies, and I know you're like, oh well, PlayStation. It's not like there's a million game companies out there looking for dev kits and whatnot, developer kits. But all of that adds up when you're thinking every system trying to send out dev kits to you know, every company who needs multiple kits for you know, different employees working on games and stuff. It all adds up. You could legitimately, and because dev kits, they can burn out faster. You need different parts as you're working through bugs and kinks and issues here and there. It all adds up is what I'm getting at. And you could literally be looking potentially at developers not having the hardware, because not just the dev kits, but they also need regular computers to code on, and regular computers to render, and regular computers to watch and research, and all of that combines. Guys, everything's connected. Everyone was like, oh look, it's great, I can tell my phone to look inside my refrigerator and see if I need eggs. Well, congratulations. Now that the refrigerators are all computer chipped out, you can't buy a fucking refrigerator right now. You can't get a fucking GPU either.
Yep.
Anyways, it's not Tech Tuesday.
That's like tomorrow.
It looks like tomorrow will be a busy day of me, Manny and I just like screaming into the microphone. It's frustrating because it's like you'll see on media, just like with any topic, and it's like a focus on one, maybe two layers of an issue, and you're like, yeah, but you guys are missing all of this above and all of this below, because this part's more juicy. You know, the PlayStation stuff. Who's talking about the appliance shortages? Who's talking about the jump in
not to
price
mention
for
that
cars?
they make things more disposable these days.
Yes,
like before, like there's people out there who may have a washer and a dryer that are from the 80s.
Yeah. Because they're all mechanical. You can replace
exactly. You can hire
pieces,
someone to fix it if you can't do it yourself.
Wiring.
Yeah, and they last, and stuff today doesn't. So, you know, there's issues with that. Like your sister just bought a washer and dryer a couple months ago, needing a new one, and they bought one when they got their house or something like that. So they didn't have it for that long, but it was still like
long enough. Like,
yeah,
you don't
like
want to spend money on something you don't have to, you know.
mhm.
And yeah, it's all connected, and everyone's all super hyped and excited about this push to see, you know, gasoline vehicles sales ending by, you know, mid 2030s. And yeah, sure, it'll take, you know, decades for the majority of vehicles on the road to become electric. But guys, think about all of the fucking chips that have to go into electric vehicles.
Yeah, and how much, you know, those vehicles are gonna, you know,
think about
fall apart, and then you've created more trash.
The amount of lithium, the amount of copper, the amount of just guys.
Isn't there a copper issue right now?
There will be. There's not necessarily a supply as far as like in the earth, but a supply as far as the ability to mine, process, and recycle, because copper is easily recyclable. That's one of the great things about copper. But that we're not able to do it fast enough for things like the amount of electronics going into shit that used to never have electronics, or at the most had very, very small microchips and processors to handle basic things that made them, you know, more energy efficient, or allowed you to have like the ice makers with thermos and water with like thermostats and stuff. So real simple electronics. But once you start doing the see-through glass and the cameras and the all of that stuff, and it adds up. It adds up. So you hit on something. Stuff's not meant to last. Take care of it and make it last as long as
it used to,
as long as you can.
Yeah, people are, you know, they're focusing on, you know, being more green, but it's like, but you're not being more green. Things in the past, like, you know, with like even milk, like your glass bottles of milk that you get in the morning, you would just leave out for the milkman to get. They'd wash, they'd fill it back up, and you know, so like today it's like, you know, pushing a lot of plastics, and so it's weird. Why would you, you know, care? Like people will say like they care about the environment, but it's like you're replacing your phone every year. You're you know, just things are just, they don't last. Or, you know, like they want to have something newer, which is fine, but you know, for everything, and then like the things that you don't want to replace, like your washer and dryer, you just want it to wash your clothes efficiently, dry them efficiently, and then move about your day.
I will say this. I think I would have to look up the numbers, but I would wager that now that a lot of phone companies have gotten away with like the free phone every 2 years, like we used to do, and now it's like, no, you're going to pay for the whole thing over 2 years, or you're going to just lease it and have to turn it back in. I kind of like the idea of requiring people to turn them back in to a degree. Hold on. If you buy your phone outright, you should 1,000% always be able to keep it 100%. What I'm saying is if you do that, the lease program is a decent idea, as long as it's still a option, not a requirement, because it encourages people to give the device back, which means it's more likely to see it get either resold and reused, which unfortunately then it's most likely to end up in the trash. But if they work out some additional details, it means that it's more likely to also get put back into proper electronic disposal and recycling.
Yeah.
You know, when you get old models that are refurbished and secondhand sales, yeah, people are more likely, I would guess, to dispose of them in the wrong way. But the lease program, I think, is a good option to have, because like I said, everything now is on lithium battery. That's why when I look at like cars and everyone's obsession with the all electric vehicles. Like, no, guys, like battery technology has not gotten that much better
No, that's
in
kind of sad. Actually.
decades. Honestly, I mean, yeah, sure, we can talk about how much longer a phone lasts these days, but I hate to tell you, that's more in the efficiency of the hardware than it is the efficiency of the batteries. The batteries, guys, the technology for Tesla's done a lot of really good things, but overall, standard issue consumer grade batteries, or even the lithium ones, are unchanged for decades. I mean, we literally plan all of our computer systems around the power capabilities that we have, and we keep doing it. And it's all about, okay, so yeah, this processor eats up a lot of juice on this battery. So instead of ever trying to make batteries better, because it's actually really hard to do, that's why it's not done that often. It's how do we make this more power efficient? And we need to be working on both. If you guys aren't going to accept, and by you guys I mean everyone out there that's like anti-nuclear or anti-hybrid type stuff, and not nuclear powered cars, I'm just talking power in general, and hybrid meaning traditional fossil and renewables. If you're going to be that anti about it, then we need to get off our asses, deal with some stale technological advances for about 10-15 years of not moving technology up very much, and work on power storage.
Yeah. And I doubt people will, because then it's like, well, yeah, I want to do it this way, but I mean, technology just moves at such a lightning speed where it's like, nah, I kind of like what's new, what's great. And so
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I like it too, but everything's about that balance, and no way do I really want a whole bunch of laws or regulations or anything there. Let me plant my big libertarian minded, not party minded, free market capitalist pig here flag on the ground. And I don't want to see a bunch of rules and regulations, which is what's coming anyways, but government shouldn't be picking the winners and losers for research and development grants. And we need to balance that difference between that is loud in my ears. We need to balance the difference between our needs and our wants. But personally, deep down inside in our own homes. But anyways, that's we wax all poetically about anime and Star Wars and Marvel. The Daily COG's fucking bullshit. We're not supposed to get all poetic and stuff. No, it's fine. Thanks for doing the show last minute and ignoring your. I'm going to tell Cam you're shirking your writing responsibilities.
I know, shame. And then we've got errands.
We do. It's all right. Thanks for doing the show as always. You guys can catch Christine writing great articles at lrmonline.com. You can catch her also on the Anime-Versal Reviews and Anime-Versal Reviews Midnight Run podcasts, available right here wherever you're watching, YouTube or listening, anywhere basically, all for free. Please hit the follow and subscribe button. We got a lot of really all the podcasts that I just mentioned, Star Wars and Marvel and Breaking Geek Radio and the Daily Cup of Genre, as well as a lot of really great interviews going up. I mean, hell, we had Matt Damon on and Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer guy. I think that's his show or whatever. There's been Lego Masters, a lot of really great awesome things. So check all of that out, guys. I think that's it. I think I plugged everything. I think we're done. Let's wrap the show up, guys, with this wonderful little outro. And I guess hopefully Manny and I will see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Thanks, Christine.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.